Good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to the second edition of News Tonight. It's me, Michael Jordan Lukomwa. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has hosted the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Lesotho, Right Honorable Sam Matekane, at State House in Entebbe. During the meeting, the two leaders underscored the importance of the deepening long-standing ties between Uganda and Lesotho.
President Yoweri Museveni has hosted Lesotho's Prime Minister, Right Honorable Sam Matekane, at State House in Entebbe. The leaders discussed enhancing cooperation between the two nations, focusing on agriculture, education and medical collaboration. Museveni highlighted Uganda's agricultural success and the potential for Lesotho to invest in Uganda's growing dairy industry, which has recently expanded exports to Algeria and the Middle East.
We produce a lot of food. We don't have any food. We don't import any food except these Europeanized people. So they are the ones sometimes who import some wheat, but we don't. We've got excess milk. We produce 5.3 billion liters of milk. We can give some scholarships to some Lesotho to come and some young people to come and study here. Agriculture. I can support them.
Museveni also proposed formalizing a partnership in medical research, particularly in vaccines, through a memorandum of understanding.
So we are ready to continue cooperation in the medical field. We can also cooperate in the development of vaccines, both for human and for animals. So we are ready in all those areas.
On his part, Prime Minister Matekane, who conveyed greetings from King Letsie III, praised Uganda's regional leadership and economic progress.
Your Excellency, I wish to further commend the leadership you continue to provide on a range of issues, particularly within the African Union and on regional security matters. Of particular interest to my government is to seek a strong framework of partnership between our two countries in a number of key sectors where we believe that we can benefit from Uganda's experience. We are particularly interested in the following: food and livestock production, skills development, particularly establishment of medical training institutions and technical training institutions, capacity building and collaboration in the security sectors, enhancing government service delivery and public sector reform.
He introduced Joshua Setipa, Lesotho's candidate for Commonwealth Secretary General, and sought Uganda's support for Setipa's bid.
Your Excellency will recall that in October this year, the Commonwealth Heads of Government will meet in Samoa to elect a new Secretary General. Lesotho and SADC have endorsed a candidate for this position, and I wish to present him to you, Your Excellency. This is the candidate. He is here with us today.
Regarding the Secretary Generalship, now this time, if it is another Africa's chance, it must either be East Africa or Southern or other parts of Africa. And if you have been supported by SADC, I will support you. But if they have already supported you, that's a good news. Thank you. I support you. I tell this to support you.
Matekane also invited President Museveni to attend Lesotho's upcoming 200th anniversary celebrations of its founding.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has strongly reiterated his call to Ugandans to utilize local council systems for effective service delivery. According to the president, through proper usage of the systems, citizens are able to demand accountability from their leaders as far as government programs like the PDM and the Myoga are concerned. President Museveni made the call today during the Thanksgiving ceremony of Honorable John Mulimba, the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs in charge of regional cooperation. The ceremony was held at Nakola Primary School in Busia District. On his part, Mulimba also pledged to serve with dignity and the best of his ability. He used the same occasion to announce the crossover of 1,400 former supporters of the opposition National Unity Platform to the National Resistance Movement.
You knew us before we were in our mother's wombs. Again, you are thankful for this day. When we come before you to take this family, thank you for many things, for the blessings that you have enrolled unto them.
When we go to the town up to Uganda, because this year of the Islam already connected Uganda and Uganda to therefore facilitate trade from Mombasa and also from Dar es Salaam. You accepted, the survey has already been done, and the railway is going to be constructed connecting Malaba to Uganda. Your Excellency the President, you have also permitted to grant us a ferry connecting the mainland and the islands from Majanji. You have now granted one from Maingo. We are also so grateful that you have also granted us one to connect Busia mainland and Majanji to the islands. Thank you so much for that.
Your Excellency, against that background, and it is a similar situation with the border with South Sudan, border with DRC, border with Tanzania. All the people normally cross over to share with the people of Uganda. Your Excellency, that's a clear demonstration of the work that you have done as a leader, together with other leaders in the region, to unify Africa and East Africa as a region. And I would like to call upon the leaders here to continue demystifying those colonial boundaries as much as possible for the sake of our socio-economic transformation.
Wakati wa mapambano nilikuwa nafanyia shughuli hapa karibu. Nilikuwa napita hapa, napita Busia, napita Malaba. Tunakwenda mlimani Elgon. Tulikuwa tuna watu pale Amungura upande wa Kenya. Tulikuwa tuna watu wetu hapo. Kwa hiyo hii sehemu naijua vizuri. Na nimefurahi kuona kwamba tumefanya kiasi juu ya maendeleo ya eneo hili. Kwanza, namna Honorable Mulimba alivyokuwa anasema, barabara ya kutoka Msita Mayuge na Mayingo, Majanji, Busia. Hiyo barabara tulitengeneza nyuma huko. Naamini inawasaidia. Halafu barabara hizi kubwa za kutoka Jinja kuja Busia, kutoka Jinja kwenda Maraba, tumezitengeneza nadhani mara 2 kuzijenga upya. Hizo barabara zilikuwa zimezeeka, tumezijenga upya, reconstruction. Ilikuwa sababu tulikuwa hatuamini wale wa zamani, tulikuwa tunataka nyinyi msimamie mambo yenu.
President Museveni addressing a crowd at Honorable Malimba's Thanksgiving, that is in Busia. City councillors from the 5 divisions of Kampala want KCCA technical wing responsible for public health reprimanded following the Kiteezi landfill garbage collapse at the cost of scores of lives and property. These were in a special council sitting that was chaired by the Deputy Speaker of the Council, Masawa Nasur, at City Hall.
I can even move that this executive director must resign.
Councillors have expressed concern over the tragic loss of life at the Kiteezi landfill, where scores of people died due to what they call gross negligence.
I feel quite unfortunate and sad that we lost people, so many people. And what is unfortunate is they died because of rubbish.
The councillors argue that the Kiteezi landfill, which has long been a source of concern for the community due to its hazardous conditions, became the epicenter of a disaster that could have been avoided.
We told them, your biggest problem is we make decisions and you never implement. That is why I started with central government has the biggest problem.
We need to see people get fired as early as yesterday, because this is a loss of life. For how long are we going to treat Ugandan lives just like trash, or just like the Kasasiro that killed people in Kiteezi?
The landfill serves as the main dumping site for the city's waste, but its mismanagement has reportedly led to a structural weakness and safety hazards.
Annually, we pass 4.1 billion to cater for Kiteezi, but it's very unfortunate that that money has not been used for its purpose. So we want the executive director, if possible, to resign, and the director of public health to resign, because they have taken money more important than the life of the people.
During the meeting, councillors blamed the technical wing, which is responsible for overseeing operations at the landfill.
Balimba nti wabaddewo kebirala bano bennyini ba engineer omutufu yalina okubaawo yavaawo yalekawo muganda we ne baleka abachina ne baleka badda wansi kakasasira ali waggulu ku lusozi naye nga wansi ati wali abachina bali mu kubomola ekintu kyo nkira cracks ezo okero balimalaga Dr. Okero avunaanizibwa talina kye yakola wabula ng'abuzaabuza ndowooza enkya oluddako ne babadde bakimanyi ndowooza bo bayagadde abantu baffe
naddala nga bolaba Kiteezi ebadde n'abakugu bangi nnyo abadde bagirambula obunafu obuli mu Kiteezi nti ssente ezibadde zisindikibwayo zonna nga ziva mu ya public health ssente zibadde tezitambula makubo matuufu. Twagenda nga committee ya public health ne tulabanga waliyo okusomozebwa ebintu byonna nga byafa byayononeka.
The councillors stated that the negligence directly contributed to the collapse of the landfill, which buried hundreds of people underground.
Even recommendation tugambe kifo kigalwe ne nga director wa public health Mwami Okero n'agamba nno kifo kyasooka accommodating ebisasiro era ne tuyisa ssente tubagamba nti bannange tukwata ntukyusa tugenda eddundu ne balemerako ne bagula endala nnya era nga zibajjamu ettaka okufiiringa wano. Challenge endala evuddeko Kiteezi okubanga afaananye bw'atyo malamu alina okukozesebwa first class malamu babadde bamuvaako dda nga bagula buguzi ttaka lyerere mu ploti y'omuntu nga lyerinyiga ebisasiro.
However, the leaders have proposed for the solid waste bill to solve the issue in the long run.
Amasanyalaze nga ne kasasiro bwetu managinga kino eno ye focus kyetugenda okuteekako naye nga bwe mukimanyi si kintu ekiyinza okubeerawo wiiki eddako oba enkya oba kwose enkya kubanga nga bwe tulinda okukyusa kasasiro mufuula amasanyalaze tulina okubeerako n'ebye tugenda okukola enkya ebiyinza okutaasa embeera abantu baffe baleme kwongera kuba bubi.
The council has also appealed for the compensation of victims that lost their lives. Justin Nakami, UBC News.
Ministry for Disaster Preparedness and Refugees is looking for a contingent fund to respond to the emergency caused by the Kiteezi garbage incident where 23 bodies were recovered. The State Minister for Disaster, Lilian Aber, presented a statement to Parliament calling for funding to compensate the affected people and also relocate those displaced by the incident.
State Minister for Relief and Disaster Preparedness, Lilian Abe, has indicated that a comprehensive assessment of the displaced and affected individuals from the Kiteezi landfill incident is ongoing. Over 1,000 people are reported to have been impacted. The government is also expediting the process of opening a new landfill site in Menvu Nansana.
Right Honourable Speaker, we have 32 acres of land that has been identified at Menvu. 4 acres in Kiteezi, 14 in Nkumba, some of which is not suitable as alternative landfill sites. By the Honourable Speaker, request for access to the contingency fund to get required resources for the emergency response.
Nakawa East Member of Parliament Ronald Balimwezo Nsubuga requested the government to develop a comprehensive resettlement plan.
That the people have a right on property. Government cannot come all of a sudden and say, we are telling you go away without even a plan, a resettlement plan.
Chadondo East County Member of Parliament Mwada Nkunyenji mentioned that eyewitnesses reported a blast. Residents had observed Chinese workers installing pipes in the garbage for some months and emphasized that KCCA needs to explain the presence and activities of the Chinese at the site.
Blew up the sand and garbage in the air with the smoke, and then it came down covering people's houses. That's the narrative from the residents. It's the one where the Chinese installed alleged pipes. And when the locals questioned, these Chinese briefed them, according to the narrative from the village, the locals, that they are extracting gas. KCCA must come out open. What were the Chinese doing?
Minister for Kampala, Mensa Kabanda, denied having knowledge of the Chinese operations at the Kiteezi landfill.
About the Chinese who are on site, Right Honourable Speaker and members, I've not seen any Chinese on site, and I cannot comment on that. Those are just allegations. Because we don't have any investor around there by a Chinese. There is no Chinese there.
Deputy Speaker of Parliament Thomas Taibwa highlighted the need to provide more support to those involved in the rescue efforts.
And whatever can be done to support the rescue efforts. You know, even those who are risking their lives to carry out the rescue. You know, because as you've said, any time it can also fall on those ones. So we need to give more support to those who are carrying out the rescue and everyone who can make a contribution. Now,
Mukono County North Member of Parliament Chiwanuka Abdallah argued that the proposed Dundu Mukono area for waste dumping is a residential zone and should not be used for this purpose.
We are ready to accommodate those people. You shift them to Dundu and retain the land, shift all the machines to Kiteezi, then shifting the problems as you are cleaning Kampala, you are dirtening Mukono.
The Honourable Chiwanuka Abdallah says he doesn't want a garbage to be taken, but they will be passing through my constituency. We will also stop you because we don't want to be turned into another site. Because by the time these trucks reach Kiteezi, they have dropped 10% of the garbage along the way. That's why that whole area smells.
Some MPs remarked that Kiteezi is a garbage dumping site and does not meet the standards of a landfill.
Kiteezi, with all the standards, is not a landfill. And I have shared the NEMA regulations on landfill on your WhatsApps, you can check. And if you try to qualify, actually, in Uganda, we don't have any appropriate landfill.
I'm Nafka Farida and Gloria Gutabinji at Parliament.
The exercise to exhume bodies buried by A heavy mass of garbage that gave way in Kiteezi is now on day 4 with over 20 bodies so far recovered. The heavy garbage mass exploded on Saturday, August 10th, burying several houses in the villages of Lusanja, Chitetika in Kiteezi area.
A view of Kiteezi landfill are broken heavy masses of garbage that gave way and rolled over about a kilometer. The garbage gave way on Saturday 10th, burying people and houses. In between Lusanja and Chitetika is a muddy float of garbage that rested on several houses, indicating the magnitude of the flow.
First went to Chitetika, hit a Karina. The family was there. I hear 2 people.
On the adjacent side are remains of the KCC laboratory and the mineral water purification plant that was also turned into slag. Here the area has turned into a water pond with remains of property floating on top of the pond.
These garbage collectors were on top, and I think some of them are still inside there. But their number is little, but they are there. I think they are there. And then one excavator fell, and even those trucks which had come early in the morning fell there.
The area is now an agony-turned site with several families camped at the site to watch over with hopes of seeing their relatives. To others, it has become an attraction of memory for documentation of the agony they have lived to witness.
Kati olwaleero nensalawo nengamba nti kanvuga akagaali kange okuva ebusiika yo munda kalagala kyampisi.
Residents who narrowly survived the catastrophe say an estimated 50 households that were living in between Lusanja and Chitetika corridor were buried by the slag. Before the incident, this stretch that was affected is said to have harbored quite a good number of people.
Which were around that place were many. The ones which were covered were around like 30 to 40. Yeah, but it again demolished some houses which stayed up, but it demolished them.
The exercise to exhume dead bodies continues with a number of excavators rolling at the site. Today, Tuesday, August 13th, only 3 bodies have been exhumed at the emergency temporary shelter at Kiteezi Primary School playgrounds. A Red Cross and disaster preparedness office is scrutinizing all the affected persons. So far, 103 people have been officially cleared and received services at the shelter.
We have 103 people. We have 21 minors who are children 5 years and below. We have 31 male and 51 female. And these are the people that spent a night here. The death toll still stands at 22 people. These people here, we are still ensuring all that we can within our means with partners. And the camp management is manned by Uganda Red Cross Society under the coordination of the Office of the Prime Minister, KCCA, Uganda Police Force and UPDF.
Out of these, 21 are minors below the age of 5, 32 are males, and 51 are female. Well-wishers have also started helping the victims with different items. However, all those donating food relief items have been tasked to only deliver food items certified by UNBS. This was agreed upon during the Sunday coordination meeting that was chaired by General Katumba Wamala.
Politicians to come out and support this cause. Let us not fight the government, let us not fight the security, let us keep the same cause of fighting and helping the most vulnerable.
For all the foodstuffs, we set up a team, the Office of the Prime Minister, UNBS. They have to first go through quality control to ensure that the food is fit for human consumption, because we don't want to have another catastrophe coming from this food, the relief that is being extended.
Red Cross has called for more support, especially on beddings, clothing and food. On the contrary, journalists and social media influencers also seeking to access the temporary shelter have been tasked to follow procedures to avoid causing further trauma.
Let's respect these people of Red Cross. Yeah, we should report it there so that they should record everything. Yeah, let's be organized. Who are walking around, let's be with the what? With discipline. It's because we have these orphans children that are around, moving around. They don't know their mother. So you people, you are moving up and down. So let's have discipline.
The exercise to exhume bodies continues. Susan Naong and Michael Bakabulindi reporting for EBC TV.
Kampala Capital City Authority has secured a temporary dumping site for garbage from 5 divisions following the collapse of the Kiteezi landfill, which resulted in deaths. Ever since the disaster, Kiteezi has been searching for an alternative site to manage the garbage collected from Kampala Capital City. Lord Mayor Erias Lukwago visited the Katabi Nkumba site, identified as a temporary location for the city's west.
On Saturday, August 10, 2024, the Kampala Capital City landfill at Kiteezi collapsed, affecting 3 villages. The incident caused over 23 deaths and injuries, including temporary displacements of people. Since the incident, KCCA has been exploring several potential sites for garbage disposal, including Dundu in Mukono, Busukuma, and Katabi Nkumba in Entebbe, Wakiso district. Kampala Lord Mayor Erias Lukwago visited the Katabi dumping site to assess its suitability. Mayor for Katabi Town Council Ronald Kalema stated that after discussions with the locals, it was agreed to allow KCCA to use the Katabi site for 1 month. He urged KCCA to adhere to the agreed terms, including road maintenance to the site, warning that failure to meet these conditions could lead to the cancellation of the agreement.
Help work on our road, at least to be motorable, to accommodate those bigger vehicles. Another resolution is to have the water bowser to make sure that the dust is not too much. Then also to change the route. They've been entering from Nkumba University route. We want them to enter through Kasenyi Road, and we have shown him that route. Those boys on those trucks, they normally use vulgar language, which we talked about yesterday, and they should stop. We hope if the road mayor talks to them, they can be able to stop using their vulgar language.
Lord Mayor Erias Lukwago assured that the temporary arrangement provided by Katabi Town Council would be used to find a more suitable and permanent site for the city's waste management needs.
What I can assure you, we shall dispatch our team of engineers tomorrow to come here, carry out a study, and again guide us on how to deal with the issues here. This circular road, you have talked about to make it motorable. The leachate treatment plant, the basic minimum that can be made to guard effluents entering the lake directly.
Don't take that for granted, and the hospitality, the warm reception we've received even from the residents, they are not hostile. They've only been providing evidence how we should make sure we don't damage the wetland that we have seen down there.
He praised the leadership of Katabi Town Council for their cooperation and urged garbage companies to collaborate effectively.
Thank you, Your Worship Mayor. I thank the residents. I join my colleague, the Honorable Nyanjula, in thanking all of you, the residents of this place, for embracing our proposal, for welcoming us warmly, the warm reception you have given us, the hospitality, and of course for being under, considerate, and people who are appreciating our concern.
Some local leaders have expressed their views on KCCA's plan to use Katabi as a dumping site.
Banonyeyo ekifo ekirala emmotoka zitususseeko ekifo kinene ate kiri residential.
The Katabi Nkumba site covers 13 acres, but only the lower part of it is usable due to its location in a wetland. The question remains, will this wetland be able to handle the garbage collected from Entebbe and the 5 divisions of Kampala? Justine Nakami, Andrew Sebira, UBC News.
We'll keep you updated about Kiteezi, but we now cross to Parliament. Former leader of the opposition, Mathias Mpuga, has disagreed with the High Court ruling that clerk to Parliament should face disciplinary action over the 1.7 billion shillings that was shared by the parliamentary commissioners. Mpuga was among the beneficiaries of the service award, but defends the clerk to Parliament, whom he says was not given room to be heard by the court. In the ruling, Justice Douglas Singiza put it that the termed 1.7 billion service award was approved by Parliament under the clear supervision of the Clerk to Parliament and the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, which contravenes their respective line of duty. Nevertheless, the MPs pursuing a censure motion to remove the commissioners seem not moved by the ruling.
A judgment dated 12th August 2024 of the High Court Civil Division in the matter of an application for judicial review between Daniel Wete, the applicant, and the Parliamentary Commission pins the Clerk to Parliament Adolf Mwesige for being unmindful of the 1.7 billion shillings passed in the budget for financial year 2021-2022. Judge Douglas Singiza faults the clerk for having not played his duty to detect an obvious flawed process where the said service award was mixed up under entitlements dubbed as ex gratia for political leaders. The mixture of languages, including retirement benefits, eased avenues to pull 1.7 billion shillings from the consolidated fund and shared among the 4 backbench parliamentary commissioners, including Matthias Mpuga, Solomon Sirwanyi, Prosek Akampurira, and Esther Foyechan.
In the impugned matter determined by court this morning, very clear that members of parliament who have been agitating and making a lot of noise and occupying space were acting either deliberately to portray ignorance to the public, or actually they are ignorant about their duties.
Danyendo Mukungwe MP Matthias Mpuga, who has been at the helm of the public space criticism over the matter, is up in the arms over the damage caused to his reputation.
On my name, they have had lunch. Others have had bottles of waraji. Others have gotten wealth in slandering me. And I never rush anything.
Court finds the backbench commissioners off the hook after they benefited from a wrong process, hence directing that the PSST Ramadan Gobi takes disciplinary action over the clerk to Parliament.
Hopefully, the clerk in his own will probably consider asking court to reconsider that decision, because it does not flow with the legal reasoning of court in this matter.
The court ruling, in a twist of events, puts forward different interpretations on the operations of Parliament and the executive in the budgeting process.
It is a confirmation that the entire process was tainted with illegality, it was irrational, and due process was not followed. The only conclusion that a court which was properly directing its mind to the law and the facts before it would be to nullify and agree with the petitions. Sadly, court fell shy, for whatever reason, court fell shy from issuing that order. But giving that arbitral decision and court saying that the PSST must take action on the clerk of parliament actually confirms that court behind the curtain agrees that there was a problem.
It is now uncertain in regards to the next course of action. This is a matter which, to many, believe that has reached a comfort zone after the High Court extended the blame to the office of the clerk to Parliament. Nevertheless, the MPs here at Parliament who are pursuing a similar censure motion in relation to the backbench commissioners have said that their grounds are totally different from the court ruling.
And the censure is within the oversight mandate of Parliament. So there is no reason how we can leave the censure to die, to collapse, because the court has talked about the service award.
The other arm of government cannot interfere. Removal of office bearers is provided as a core role of Parliament. No court can sit and issue an order stopping Parliament from proceeding to execute its mandate. Court can only come after. If a party is aggrieved by how they have been removed, then they can go to court and court can then review.
Remiyaga County Member of Parliament Theodore Sechkubo does not want the matter to rest and has asked the Deputy Speaker of Parliament Thomas Tayebwa why the censure motion is not being considered for debate.
And we are seeing in the media hype that a particular court has sat, and we are saying, and we are going on record, it has not erased off our motion. It is still standing.
So we have 14 days as per 110, sub-rule 5 of our rules of procedure, and you are still within time, and you wait, the communication is coming whenever it's cool.
Over 180 members of parliament appended signatures to the notice of censure, which was presented to the office of the clerk to parliament. Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gwitabinji, UBC News.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby dondolo.
You can now get all the Kiteezi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks, Kubi Dondolo. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000, or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mode Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mode Technologies, your professional research firm.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
Thank you so much for watching and welcome back from the break. The land dispute in Kasinina village, Kasega Kapeke division, Kiboga district has intensified as residents seek intervention from Minister Sam Mayanja against Mujisha Seba. They accuse Seba of mistreatment. But before that, let's go to Mitiana, where the Minister for Lands, Judith Nabakowa, recently met with residents of Lulongo Sazi in Kasanje district, Wakiso, and the family of Dr. Rwanyarari James. Dr. Rwanyarari James is alleged to have sold land to Home Connect Company, which is accused of illegally evicting residents and destroying their property. The residents also accuse their chairman, Kalule Vincent, of conspiring with Home Connect Company to deprive them of their land.
Residents from more than 3,000 households gathered at Erifazi Primary School, Sazi, Buaya, to voice their dissatisfaction with Home Connect Company, which has been evicting them unlawfully.
Bangamba bagula ekitundu kyabo nga watuuka ewantu wali watono bw'ogabanya ttooyi erikyemmanga kitegeeza tusigaza enju ennene tetusigaza ttooyi bo batwala lentozi ne ttooyi bo tebabala valiyu etudde mu kifo ekyo bo babala bo kye balaba ne kye baagala okukolerawo.
They accused the LC1 chairman, Kalule Vincent, for colluding with Dr. Rwanyarari's children and fraudsters from Home Connect Company to dispossess them of their land without negotiation.
Chairman nakutumira nkakasaba okugamba nakutumira seeka namutumira Kyagulanyi namukutumira ne ngamba chairman omumanyi n'ekibanja okimanyi nakigula ku family y'abajerado okimanyi lwaki tompya nanyini takoyo ne tukkaanya eizane negura abone twake tukanyako omusajja yankolesa nangamba biveeko togenda firira kyalo.
Kalule Vincent, Chairman LC1 of Sazi, Ludongo village, was shocked by the accusations and attempted to convince the angry residents that he had no involvement with Home Connect Company. Residents were further alarmed when one of Dr. Ranyarere's daughters publicly claimed that Home Connect Company does not have rightful ownership of the disputed land and that their title is fraudulent.
Yes, it is, because there is no way you can benefit from fraud. If the titles exist, they've never been lost, they've never been obliterated. This is a fraudulent way. Government officials are creating special titles to grab people's land. We are very well aware Home Connect is not working alone. There are higher officials in government who are behind them who want to grab this land.
Senior Superintendent of Police Stephen Twino Mugisha urged the residents to cooperate with the police and avoid taking the law into their own hands.
Officer waffe kujja kwagala kutawuluza mbeera naye ekyomukisa omubi omuntu omu nakola ki akubibwa essasi si enkola yaffe si bwe tutwagala ebintu ebyo operation hazard zibaawo ate nga bwe mumanyi embeera y'ennaku zino naffe abantu ba bulijjo tuli bangu edda nga bw'ojja n'otuukirira omuntu akulaba oli mu kyambalo najja bw'ati assa emikono waggulu.
Minister Judith Nabakoba cautioned corrupt leaders who are involved in land scams and failing to protect residents from fraudsters.
There's a lot of misinformation and so many things taking place. The leaders seem to be dishonest to their communities, but also the communities may not know their land rights. So we have realized that there are court cases which are still ongoing. Court hasn't yet determined on the issue of ownership, much as Home Connect has a title, but the title was challenged.
During the heated meeting, Nabakoba announced that the eviction would be suspended immediately until a resolution is reached and instructed the police to secure the disputed land.
Right now, what I have decided is all transactions to be halted on this piece of land. Then the police has to investigate to give us a status report on this land, because we want to know the number of households and the people who are likely to be affected by the ongoing activities. We don't expect to see those who claim to be landlords to be back.
Busiro South MP Matovu Charles encouraged the residents to seek assistance from authorities and fight for their rights if threatened.
And I would likely say that I'm a bit convinced that perhaps she has put a stop on all the activities, which will give a breathing space to the people that are affected following what is taking place under the law.
And now to Kiboga, where a land dispute in Kesidina village, Kasega Kapeke division in Kiboga district, has intensified, and residents seek intervention from Minister Sam Mayanja against Mugisha Seba. They accuse Seba of mistreatment, imprisonment, torture and destruction of property. The residents voiced their grievances during a visit by Honorable Mayanja to the locus.
The residents, led by Mugera Semastiani, explained that their troubles began in 2017 when Mugisha Seba allegedly purchased the land from Princess Navada. This land, originally brought by Mugera's father, Musoke Sali, in 1948, has been a source of tension in evictions since Seba's involvement.
Nekubanga kwaliko abatuuze baali bawera 31. Ku batuuze abo abamu era mukakibwa mukuyiganizibwa nabo ne bakkiriza olw'empaka. Ye yajjawa ekyapa ekyajjajjaffe ate n'abanga tetwali tukyakideeta buleesi afuneko okuguzaako abantu era yeeta administrator.
Honorable Ndaula Kawesi has also been implicated in similar land grabbing activities. Residents claim he has evicted and tortured them over their bibanja. The situation is critical, with 440 households reportedly displaced and no one remaining on their land.
Teyamba yadde ekikumi n'asimba olukono n'ajja n'abasajja be
ne batebavanirawo omwana wange munyonyola omuntu abeera mufaanana ng'endi nfudde mu kagomo mantumba n'ekiro bayagala kuntema natunda ndiyagalidde gokunguba nsalawo nemufiira ati bonawo.
Local leaders, including LOC3 chairman Ganyana Julius and LOC5 chairman Nsiro Wavamuno, expressed concern that these evictions have severely impacted farmers, disrupted government programs and affected public schools.
Bantu abajogera ddala abakulembeze eriko obufero bwakolwawo Kiboga mulaba naye minisita maanyi ge waliwo ekitundu kye twafisaawo naye nga maanyi ge ne baali balitutte.
Kiboga West MP Haj Abdu Mutumba and Kiboga RDC Mariam Nalubega expressed frustration that both Mugisha Seba and Honorable Ndaula Kawesi have avoided her calls. Nalubega added that these issues have damaged President Museveni's support in the area due to perceived inaction.
Landlords that have really become a problem to the community and are evicting people day and night. They have caused a lot of social discontent in this area, but we are grateful that today we have received the minister.
Very many Vibanja holders here from almost 5 villages, they were evicted by different people. Some of them were evicted by Ingini and Ndaula Kawesi, others were evicted by Mugisha Seba. Some of them were rudely evicted.
In response, Senior Presidential Advisor Fiona Barungi apologized on behalf of President Museveni, stating that he was unaware of the situation. Minister Mayanja educated the public on land laws and cited Section 91 to justify the cancellation of Honorable Ndaula Kawesi's title deed.
Actives of excess the President. Article 99 of the Constitution gives all of the vests all executive authority in the hands of the President. And Article 99 sub-article 2 gives him all authority to implement that constitution. Now, basing himself on that authority, he put in operation Article 237, sub-article 8 of the constitution, which gives security of occupancy to a Kibanja holder, which means a Kibanja holder cannot be touched, has guarantee to be on that piece of Kibanja which is his.
He also ordered the arrest of Mugisha Seva and directed that all evictees coordinate with the RDC to be restored to their vibanjas. Charity Marion Imnat and Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
Statistics from the National Assessment of Progress in Education reveal that a lack of learning materials, poor feeding and limited parental involvement in a child's education are major factors contributing to poor performance in rural schools. The department, led by Senior Research Officer Jumanyol Kennedy, is advocating for a stronger commitment from stakeholders to address these issues.
Conducted a countrywide survey in 2023. The survey, carried out by the NAPE department, targeted 35,349 primary 3 pupils and 35,081 primary 6 pupils. The assessment focused on numeracy and literacy in English. The performance targeted learners in rural areas, focusing on these subjects.
3, numeracy, we have about 58% learners who are proficient, and that is an improvement over what we had in 2018, because in 2018 we had 55%, and one district was red. That means it had less than 25% of the learners rated proficient, and still the same.
Primary 3 learners in rural areas scored only 9% in numeracy, which is below the national average.
There is need for participation of parents, especially in the government schools, because we have realized that parents in the private school are holding schools administrators accountable, and that is not the same that is being done in government schools. So we are recommending that parents in government schools, children are in government schools, should also do the same.
Some stakeholders have expressed dissatisfaction with policymakers who fail to act on research findings to improve the education sector.
We have, as NAPE, we have continued to provide a framework for addressing the gaps. So packaging our message is what is going to create the impact we are looking for.
UNEB chairperson Celestine Obua has called for increased funding to support the activities.
Responsibilities that need to be done in order for people to appreciate as a dashboard of education sector in the country what UNEB must do, including the NAPE assessment, which requires funding, which unfortunately in this particular financial year, we had quite drastic cut in the funding that we have been provided to carry out some of these activities.
The survey was conducted across 1,770 schools, including 30 schools hosting refugees and 8 special education needs schools. Lydia Chomkama and Juma Nsamba, UBC News.
Girls have excelled against boys in the May/June 2024 Cambridge International Examinations International General School Certificate of Education throughout all levels. Releasing the exams for Vienna College Namgongo, the principal Mohammed Kachika says that the performance of the girl child is as a result of adherence to multitasking.
The Cambridge curriculum is a globally recognized educational program developed by Cambridge Assessment International Education. Many schools in Uganda are affiliated to the Cambridge Assessment and Curriculum, which supports skilling Ugandans for the job market.
The Cambridge curriculum is multitasking. It's not cram work. It's not what? No. The girl child are doing very well because naturally by genes, ladies have a higher multitasking ability probably than gents.
Compared to boys, girls have scored highly in the just released May to June 2024 Cambridge International Examinations.
And like usually the trend, the girl child continue to excel in Vienna College. The girls scooped out of the top 50 position, scooped 36. But equally the boys are making a reasonable catch-up.
The principal, Vienna College, Namgongo, Mohammed Kachika, says the assessment method used in the Cambridge curriculum provide a reliable measure of students' progress and proficiency.
If you are going to teach through innovation, research, and center-centered arrangement, they will excel. So the nation can call for scientists to be trained, but they should be backed up by the ability. Science is when well taught.
The Cambridge curriculum is tailored to the academic needs of students and build upon each other to prepare students for future careers.
Now, by the time our students take their final examinations, most of them will have already received conditional offers from many prestigious universities around the world. This is possible because we start the career advice and guidance process much earlier.
The IGCSE economics class, I think, is the best of all times. We have not recorded a class having over 75% of the students score between A star and A, and that is a very top performance.
Oi! Royal Challenge presents African Culture Show 2024. From 5th to 7th September, African countries will showcase their cultural lifestyles of food, dances, poetry, clothing, and we shall also have live African traditional performances. We shall be at Kololo Independence Grounds starting at 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. at only 50,000 shillings. Dressing code is African culture wear. Come see countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Egypt, Libya, plus visiting countries like Brazil, India, China, and many more, showcasing their traditional cultural lifestyles.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mood Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
Uganda fire! Endiba fire! Our border fire!
Uganda! Thank you for showing your fire! Has Nambole Stadium opened its doors once again?
Fire!
While you were moving in wet, you were the 12th player when Uganda Cranes needed you the most.
Fire! Take the border!
Through our famous wins and our unlucky losses, you stood firm, supporting even louder.
Fire, fire.
Now, as Uganda Cranes take on South Africa and Congo this September, South Sudan in October, and play our second legs against South Africa and Congo in November, bring even more fire! Because with your support, Uganda Cranes is unstoppable! Uganda fire! Proudly brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Uganda Cranes. Together, we are unstoppable.
Kumi district leadership has commissioned 12 mini irrigation systems that will provide water for animal rearing and crop production seasonally.
300 million shillings irrigation project now in place in Kumi district.
I have now commissioned
Farmers will benefit from a constant water supply for both animals and crop production.
They will be able to reach, without any doubt, a middle income economy, because production is going to be throughout the year. So you will not fail, first of all, to have food in the house. You will not fail to have what to sell, so that you are able to generate income.
The installation of these irrigation systems is expected to accelerate farming and ensure food security.
The coming in of the water has improved actually the milk output.
With the establishment of these irrigation systems, farmers in Kumi are assured of stable animal and food production.
Shortage of water, I can go and irrigate my plants. So right now I have my beans in the field between the and you can see them behind there. After that, then I will begin using fully the system.
It's also going to help my neighbors. We shall be sharing whatever little we get from here, though they will be giving me little money, which can sustain me and this green side I plant.
Now the problem of water. We have that hole there. We use as a generator to draw water to that tank. And if that water is not enough, he hires these tanker lorries to get water from Amatenga.
My appeal to the community members, especially the beneficiaries, one of them I'm with here, please take this as a serious business to fight poverty within your home, but also extend the service to your neighbors.
Kumi RDC Ahmada Washaki said the project is a cost-sharing initiative funded by the government.
Government made a contribution of 204 million shillings. And then the beneficiaries contributes a contribution of 25%, and then the government meets the 75%.
It has been confirmed that Nambole Stadium will not be available for Sports Club Villa when they take on Ethiopia Premier League champions Commercial Bank of Ethiopia in the preliminary round of the CAF Champions League.
This track I see here has been really set to the required standards because one, we started with the civil works, which is civil works. They had to make sure we remove all the undulation, we had to remove all whatever was missing to ensure that it is set exactly to read. If it is 400 meters, it's 400. You know, when they came to check, if they realized that there were errors. When they marked 400, it was not reading 400. In fact, if they have allowed, maybe they would drop them using a chopper to this place. Where would they pass? It is impossible. It cannot happen.
But Villa is playing
from where? I'm not aware. If they come, I don't know where they will pass. You can even see. You tell them if they come. I'm a contractor. My work is to build. Then they are organizing. If they are organizing things parallel to the program, then it is theirs. But for sure, this is a multi-purpose stadium. Multi-purpose in the such a way that almost most games will be played here in Uganda. You can see we have the training, the pitch, but it has rugby also inside. When it is there for the rugby, they will come and assemble the rugby goalposts. When it is there for running, people will come and run on the track. That's why we call it multi-purpose. And right as you see now, we are trying to wind up the running track. So what is remaining is to put the final layer and then we mark.
Well, thank you so much for watching. That is all we had tonight. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. Enjoy the night. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. This week, join us on your favorite weekly program, Behind the Headlines, as we explore Kampala's evolution from its origins as Uganda's capital city in 1962 to its current status as a sprawling metropolis. Once built on 7 hills, Kampala has expanded significantly, reflecting the dynamic growth of urbanization. As the city continues to grow, strategic planning and responsibility become crucial. Tune in to discover how Kampala is managing its transformation and the challenges it faces on your favorite program, Behind the Headlines. Only on your public broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
The magic of Rotary has started. We have just been creating hope. But what is fascinating is that the presidents we are installing have a lot of enthusiasm. We are here at the installation of President Edgar Aderi, that's the first, Rujumba, who is going to lead us throughout this magical year. Now, this president is a very close friend of mine and one who I know has a golden heart. Later in the show, we shall be showing you the visually impaired children and the school of Balitwe Gomba. We have done a preamble and we're able to show you what the school looks like and what President Edgar Rujumba is going to do in his year. President Edgar Rujumba, like I said, has a very golden heart and he is going to do wonderful things during his year. But he doesn't just have Balitwe Gomba to work on. This year, the district conference will be held in Jinja. And the president of the Rotary Club of Jinja, who is the 60th president, is going to be at the forefront of this organization. this centennial year, as we organize the district conference, we know that we are heading to the 100th year of Rotary. Now, 60 years in Rotary, I know that I've brought you so many shows, but I don't think I brought you a 60-year-old president. This one here is special, and we have come all the way from Kampala to come and see this president take his chain. My name is Carol Chazeka-Koza, welcoming you here at the Rotary Moment Show. Sit back and enjoy as we show you what this president is passionate about and what he plans to do. But not just that, let us also see what this Rotary Club has done since 1992, when they took over Balitwe-Gomba, the visually impaired children. Today they have 50 children that they are working with. But what is amazing are those things that those children can do with just the little that God gave them. I call upon you to sit back and see the magic of Rotary.